The Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda are all set to sign a historic peace agreement on the 27th of June 2025 to bring an end to the ongoing conflict in eastern Congo. According to the United States State Department, the signing will be witnessed by U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. The agreement includes several key provisions such as facilitating the return of refugees and internally displaced people, as well as the conditional integration of non-state armed groups. It also outlines the establishment of a joint security coordination mechanism between the two nations. Additionally, the deal includes commitments to respect territorial integrity, a prohibition of hostilities, and the disengagement and disarmament of armed groups. The agreement was finalized after 3 days of constructive dialogue between technical teams from both countries, with the text being initialed on the 18th of June. Now, the peace talks brokered by the United States aim to stabilize the region after months of escalating violence, including the advance of the M23 rebel group. The U.S. State Department has issued a joint statement highlighting this significant step towards peace in the region. Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin, African research journalist, is joining us live from Africa. Thank you for speaking with us, Mahmoud, on NewsX World. How significant is this peace agreement, and what are likely to be its ramifications?
Very significant, and we are hoping that this peace agreement will come to pass. You know, since December last year, there were efforts to sign a peace deal. It failed. This year, about 2 attempts were made, but it didn't succeed. So many people are saying that this particular one would come to pass. I mean, DR Congo issue or conflict has to do with lives and livelihoods. People have traveled, people have been displaced, people have been forced out of their homes. These are people who would want to see peace return to DR Congo, especially in the eastern part of the country, Goma and the rest. So if this comes to pass, is going to be a greater news to the people of DR Congo. But the issue has to do with 3 things that have been considered in this particular deal. One has to do with political security and economic, interest. So people are asking, who is going to benefit? Who is going to benefit from this deal? Who is going to benefit from the economic aspect of this deal? Political aspect, security aspect, who is going to benefit? And that has been the questions that people ask in DR Congo. They want to know, how will the deal address this to ensure that both countries would not have any concerns in future? You know, attempts have been made in the past, and this citizens of DR Congo wouldn't want to see such an attempt failed and trigger anything in the near future. So the questions, they ask questions, they want to know, clarify issues. But for peace, people are calling for it in DR Congo.
Mahmoud, is it correct that the United States has brokered this peace deal? They're the ones who've intervened, and which is why that agreement signing could happen in the presence of U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio?
Yes, exactly. That was the statement issued by both countries, that the U.S. has actually, they've met. They've had about 3 days meeting to look at the issues and address what needs to be addressed. And Qatar actually initiated something, and they were part of the meeting to observe and get to know what actually happened. And so, based on the statement from the U.S. and these 2 countries, something has been agreed upon, and they are going to sign the deal on June 27th. Like I mentioned, we wouldn't know what would happen. It has happened before between the M23 rebels group, and then even Angola coming in to help, but eventually nothing came off. So we don't know what will happen between these 2 technical team members who met to agree on these things. Probably some of the issues might be disagreed later, and we might not see any agreement being signed. But we are hoping, to see the agreement signed so that we see peace return to DR Congo. And maybe US, because US is one of the biggest powerful countries, they might be able to achieve this, and that is why these two countries are willing to sign the deal. But another question that they ask is about what is the interest of US in this particular deal. DR Congo, especially in the eastern part,
Yes.
has been in conflict for some months now because of the natural resources.
Okay.
So people are suspecting, is it because of the natural resources that these countries want to play a role in the, peace agreement?
Okay. Mahmood, thank you very much for joining us with your perspective on that story. We're out of time. On that note, we are going to take a short break. We will continue to bring you more news and updates from around the world. Stay tuned to NewsX World.